Lucas Steinman was the owner and CEO of the Blake's Bistro chain. He had built an empire of 63 restaurants, but the branch on Chicago's north side was making a serious loss. Customer complaints increased, revenue fell by 40%. The data in the reports and the facts did not match. So he took off his suit and replaced it with a polyester workwear. As a new recruit this morning, he was going to sneak into the restaurant. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. 7:42 a.m. He had arrived at the restaurant early. The kitchen was busy, but no one noticed it. "Hello," he said to a young man chopping vegetables. "I'm Lucas. I'm a new intern. I was told to ask about Anna." The teenager just laughed. "Good luck." Just as Lucas was about to ask one more thing, the kitchen door slammed open. A woman walked in, her hair tied tightly into a bun, with rings of fatigue under her eyes. He threw the papers in his hand on the counter. "Marcus has changed the program again. He didn't tell anyone. 3 people didn't show up for work because of that. I corrected it. But now someone needs to explain to him that shifts are the rule, not the advice." That's what Anna Keller was supposed to be. He's in his early 30s, but his fatigue seemed to be from years ago. Lucas held out his hand. "Hello, I'm Lucas, your new intern." Anna's gaze was like an X-ray. He didn't shake her hand. "Has someone come again? Follow me." He took it to the office. She threw a crumpled apron over her. "Put this on. Breakfast service starts in 15 minutes. Tables 12, 20 are responsible for you. Receive orders properly. Don't make promises to the customer. Don't discount without approval." Lucas was stunned. "But I've never been trained, so I'd shadow work with someone first. We don't have time," Anna interrupted. "Everyone expects special treatment. Menus are on the wall. Memorize it." The morning service came like a storm. Before the 20 minutes were up, Lucas mixed up 2 orders and poured coffee into a customer's newspaper. Anna's voice rang out again in the hallway. "Table 14 is still waiting for the account. You had to take a napkin to 17. "I'm trying," Lucas said, trying to balance the tray in his hand. "We're all trying," Anna hissed. "Some of us just know how to make it." The staff looked at Anna sadly when she wasn't. A waitress whispered, "Don't worry about yourself. That's how it is for everybody." By noon, Lucas' feet were throbbing, his back sticky with sweat. For all his mistakes, there was always a sarcastic remark from Anna. The last straw was when he poured ice water from the tray in front of the kitchen door. Anna was there instantly. "Are you trying to injure someone?" "I'm sorry, just I don't care." He handed her a cloth. "I don't want excuses, I want solutions." As Lucas knelt down and wiped the water, he heard Anna say to another employee, "This is the 3rd useless new employee this month." But he saw a momentary break in his eyes, a weariness, perhaps a despair. Then he immediately returned to his old stern expression. Lucas stood up. "If only someone could show me how to do it. Get out of my way," said Anna, turning her back. "If you can't do basic work, you can't make it through the week." But Lucas didn't give up. He seemed to have been fired that morning, but he would return the next day. Because there was a deeper story behind Anna's coldness. And he wasn't going to leave until he learned this story. The next morning, Lucas Steinman was in the restaurant early again. This time he had a can of coffee in his hand, a small gesture for the kitchen staff. Tony, aka Tobias, Toby Schneider, smiled. A few people nodded in greeting. But Anna? His eyebrows were furrowed again. "Are you trying to gather friends?" he asked coldly, looking at the reservation book. "It's just team spirit," Lucas said with a shrug. "We're all the same team, aren't we?" Anna's laughter was short and bitter. "Team, huh? That's not how it works here," Lucas observed during the morning shift. The more he watched, the clearer he could see. There were 2 different systems in the restaurant. One is the system created by Marcus and his deputy, Sandra Meyer, disorganized, apathetic. The other is the invisible but effective system that operates under Anna's direction. Order problems, customer complaints, and even the malfunction of the espresso machine were solved thanks to him. Lucas leaned over to Toby, who worked in the scullery, and asked, "Is Anna always like this? Does she do everything?" Toby shook his head. "He's shouldering this place. Marcus shows off, reaping the rewards. Anna bears the brunt of it." Around noon, Marcus finally left the office. He pretended to check the tables, showing off his luxury watch. The way the staff looked at her wasn't even an iota of respect for Anna. One of the young stewardesses even flinched slightly when she touched Marcus' shoulder. Our great leader has arrived, Anna whispered as she walked past Lucas. A little later, a customer complained about the steak not being cooked well. Marcus immediately jumped out of the way, saying, "It's free." He left the customer to Anna and blamed the kitchen on her. "We're paying for the whole meal again," the chef de cuisine said angrily. "Third time today. We said goodbye to the cost of food." "I know," Anna sighed. "Recook. I'll talk to Marcus." Lucas watched Anna with growing admiration. Yes, it was harsh, but it wasn't that he was arrogant. It was armor from a heavy burden that had been carried for years. It was unfair to expect someone to smile when they were trying to float the whole ship. After the evening shift, the restaurant emptied. Lucas saw Anna sitting alone in the dim break while he was wiping the table. He had a small, old photograph in his hand. He had quietly wanted to approach, but at the creaking of a wooden floor, Anna looked up. "What are you looking for still here?" he said, immediately tucking the photo into his pocket. "I'm just helping to close. You look tired today." "It's my natural state," he said with a bitter smile. Just as he was about to flip him down again, his phone rang. As he looked at the screen, his expression changed in an instant. The stiffness melted away, replaced by anxiety. "I'm his daughter. How bad was the crisis this time?" "Do not call an ambulance. It is too expensive. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He hung up the phone and rubbed his eyes. She was momentarily defenseless when she met Lucas again with trembling hands in his hand. "An emergency?" asked Lucas softly. Anna shook her head. "My father. He has advanced Alzheimer's disease. The night nurse didn't show up for work. He's having a crisis. It must be very difficult." "It is." Her voice was dull, but her fingers crumpled at the edge of her apron. "I have to go. Can I help?" This question surprised Anna. "If you can pay nurses' wages, if you can lower house rents, maybe." He took out a bread roll from his pocket and wrapped it in a napkin. Lucas looked at him in amazement and immediately responded, "If you're going to judge, do it now. I didn't have time to shop this week." "I'm not judging," Lucas said quickly. Anna sighed deeply. "Look, I'm sorry I told you get out yesterday. It's been a tough month." "So the year. It's years." They walked together to the parking lot. Lucas saw Anna heading for an old car full of blankets. A small duffel bag sat in the passenger seat. "Do you live far away?" he asked. "Right now? I'm in between," Anna said evasively. "My father's hospice house is swallowing up my entire salary. It's temporary." Lucas' eyes widened. He just didn't sleep in his car from time to time. He lived there. "How long has it been like this?" 3 months, maybe a little too much. Sometimes I stay with my friend. But I'm getting by." It was at that moment that Lucas had really seen Anna for the first time. Behind her harsh demeanor was a woman who slept in a car seat and worked double shifts, trying to keep her father afloat on her own. "I must go," Anna said, looking at the clock. "I need to leave my father alone." He got into the car and drove away. Lucas, on the other hand, froze in the dark parking lot. This was no longer just a failed restaurant operation. It was a matter of life that the system ignored. Anna's story was just the beginning. Lucas couldn't sleep that night. The moment he found out that Anna was living in his car was still before his eyes. In the morning, before sunrise, he grabbed his phone. He reached out to his most trusted managers, asked for encrypted access, and prepared to connect to company systems. Went to the restaurant before everyone else. He walked in quietly with the master key in his hand. The empty hall resembled a crime scene. He immediately headed to the security room. In that small room, which most employees didn't even know existed, he opened recordings of cameras connected to company servers. The last month has been watching, especially the office camera. What he saw made his blood run cold. On a daily basis, Marcus would take cash from the cash register, change receipts, and sometimes even pocket tips left by customers. Sandra was also helping him, manipulating the reports. But the most striking images were on the kitchen and living room cameras. At night, after everyone had left, Anna was left alone. He was deep cleaning, sorting out expired products, and completing tasks that staff had forgotten. One evening, he even parted out the spoils from his own tips, completing the bartender's share on a slow day. "Oh my God," Lucas said in a whisper. "If this place is standing, it's because of him." He also looked at the complaint records. Almost all of them were written on the grounds of lack of staff training or Anna's rude behavior. But the footage showed the opposite. Anna intervened in moments of complaint, while Marcus disappeared. The door was knocked. Toby walked in. "Lucas? What are you doing here at this hour?" And in the security room, Lucas made up his mind. He stood up. Toby, I'm actually Lucas Steinman. I own this chain. Toby's eyes widened. You're kidding. Are you an undercover boss or something? Anna will go from the heart. Keep it between us for now, Lucas said. But I need to understand everything. What do you know about Anna? Toby sighed deeply. He's officially a waiter. But in reality, he runs the entire business. Ordering, planning, customer, procurement, crisis. It all goes through it. Marcus, on the other hand, is just a showcase. Especially after Anna's health code complaint. Did she complain? Yes. 6 months ago. Out-of-date products, lack of cleanliness, dishonesty. But nothing came of it. Marcus says he has strong connections to the company. People are afraid of losing their jobs. Toby looked at the clock. The staff will come in a moment. Marcus tells everyone that the restaurant will close soon. People are looking for work in panic. But are you planning to shut it down? No, Lucas said in a determined tone. No one is going to close this branch. That morning, Lucas matched security footage and financial records to create a solid case file. Now the cards would be revealed. Just before the evening shift began, Marcus and Sandra were arguing in the kitchen. Lucas heard as he wiped the tables. Someone from the center is coming tomorrow, Sandra said in a whisper. We have to clean everything up. Calm down, Marcus said. We put the blame on Anna. I have already recorded his mistakes for months. Unclaimed, vulnerable. No one will take his side. Lucas had heard enough by now. As the staff left the hall, Anna again counted the tips. The total was missing. He took 2 20s out of his pocket and threw them into the pool. He had forgotten his own state and was still thinking about others. At that moment, Lucas made his decision completely clear. Anna wasn't just someone who needed to be saved. This was the main pillar of the restaurant. The next morning, Lucas Steinman entered the restaurant as a different person. There were no more polyester jerseys. He was wearing a tailored charcoal gray suit. Behind him was the legal advisor, the operations manager, and 2 security guards. It's 8:30 a.m. The staff froze. Marcus walked out of the office, his smile frozen. May I help you, sir? We haven't opened it yet. Marcus Berger, Lucas said firmly. I'm Lucas Steinman, CEO. Marcus colored through. His eyes shifted to the jersey of the former trainee in the break room. Mr. Steinman, I wish you'd let me know dash. And that's exactly what it's all about, Lucas said. I'm announcing to my staff. I was the Lucas intern who has been working with you for the last few days. Shock echoed through the hall. Sophie covered her mouth. Toby folded his arms and grinned silently. I'm going to have some explanations, Lucas said. This restaurant will be temporarily closed for 2 weeks for renovation and reconstruction. During this time, all employees will continue to be paid. A deep "oh" was heard. Just, except for the administration, Lucas added. Marcus' face fell. Sir, what do you mean? Marcus Berger and Sandra Meyer. You have been dismissed from this minute. Sandra stepped forward. On what grounds? Lucas' lawyer handed folders to both of them. Forgery, embezzlement, health violations, harassment. Shall I go on? As the security guards guided them outside, Marcus made a final push. This is crazy nonsense. What's your proof? Every second of it is on camera, Lucas said calmly, including all the talk you made about sacrificing Anna. The silence in the hall was now like a heavy freedom. Please everyone gather in the hall in 15 minutes, Lucas said. We need to talk about our future. Anna hadn't arrived yet. Toby whispered in his ear, Your father had a night attack. He's going to be late. Great timing, Lucas said with a smile, because the next conversation would change Anna's life. It's 8:50 a.m. All the employees of the restaurant had gathered in the hall for the meeting. Marcus and Sandra were no more. The hall was in a silence full of anxiety but hope. Everyone was waiting for the words to come out of Lucas' mouth. Just then, the door opened. Anna walked in. His hair was unkempt and his shirt was hastily buttoned. His eyes were sleepless, but he had the usual stamina in him. I'm late. My father, last night was terrible. His eyes scanned the crowd. He saw people in corporate clothes, the awkward silence, the absence of Marcus. His eyes fell on Lucas, and then he recognized her. You, he said in a whisper. You're not an intern. Lucas approached him. No, I'm Lucas Steinman. He's the CEO of Blake's Bistro. Anna stepped back. So, you were watching us. You deceived me. I was trying to understand you. Lucas said bluntly. Why is this restaurant hitting rock bottom when it could have been one of our best branches? I found the answer. Anna's gaze hardened. So you're going to shut us down now? As Marcus said. No, Lucas said. Marcus and Sandra have been fired. They will be held accountable at the police station. The restaurant will only be temporarily closed for renovations and reconstruction. All staff will be on paid leave. Anna stared with a moment's emptiness. And then, someone new comes along. Everything happens all over again. It's the same cycle. No, Lucas said. Because I'm not going to appoint the new manager of this restaurant from the outside. The eyes of everyone in the hall widened. Lucas took a file out of his pocket and handed it to Anna. This formal offer for the position of general manager, including salary, full entitlement, flexible working according to your father's needs, and private health insurance. Anna's hands picked up the file, trembling. His eyes widened when he saw the salary. There must be a mistake. The mistake, Lucas said with a smile, was that I didn't realize your value earlier. Anna lowered her gaze to the floor. I'm just a waiter. No, Lucas said. You are the backbone of this restaurant. You're the one who trains people, manages materials, solves customer crises, keeps this place afloat every day. You've been a manager for years, just without a title and without support. The staff's gaze was on Anna. Sophie called out, "Accept it." Toby nodded. Others began to applaud. Anna's eyes filled with tears. It was the first time in all those years that someone had seen him. Why, he whispered. I told you to get out. I was tough. Because you were right, Lucas said. The system has turned its back on you. I was at the head of that system. But this morning, everything changes. Anna looked up, proudly. He wiped away his tears and closed the file. When do we start? 3 months later. Lucas came back to the Chicago North Side branch. This time as a customer. It was in a completely different mood inside. The hall was full, laughter echoed. The staff was working in sync. The atmosphere was lively and peaceful. A young stewardess who recognized her at the door smiled. Herr Steinman, Miss Anna said you would come this week. For now, I just want to watch, Lucas said. You don't need a desk. Let me sit on the counter. From the counter, he watched the entire restaurant. Small problems solved in seconds. Everyone was in place. But the most notable was Anna. He didn't have the old fatigue. His shoulders were straight. He noticed a mistake in the kitchen and corrected it. Then he gave a little girl a birthday dessert. Smiling. Sincerely, the bartender approached. Every kid gets it on their birthday. It's the little things, but that's why people come back. Anna finally noticed Lucas. He came to her. This time she wasn't on the defensive. Mr. Steinman, why didn't you let me know? I wanted to see the real environment. Anna smiled. Would you like to tour the kitchen then? They went into the kitchen. Toby was now the chef de cuisine. Everything was in place. Your energy-saving suggestion worked, Anna said. Our electricity costs have decreased by 30%. What about customer satisfaction? It's up 87%. Staff turnover dropped to 96%. We're above the profit targets. Took Lucas to her office. The room, which used to be Marcus' office, was now filled with certificates of achievement and photos of staff. There was a frame on his desk. Photograph of an old man. My father. She responds well to the new treatment program. Health insurance has made a difference. Lucas bowed his head. Are you still staying in your car? Anna laughed. It was the first time Lucas had ever seen her laugh. Now I have a small apartment 5 minutes away from here. And in the evenings, I take an online business management class. I'm not just going to do the job anymore. I'm going to learn the logic of it. You've been doing it for years, Lucas said. Maybe, Anna said. But now I know where I deserve to be. On the way out, Lucas noticed a small sign. It was posted at the entrance to the restaurant. Success is measured not just by what you achieve, but by who you elevate. New company motto, he asked. No, Anna said. It's a little reminder for us. Every day we get back on the road. Lucas walked out. When he looked through the shop window, he saw Anna helping an employee. Other employees consulted him. Customers knew his name, smiled. This was no longer just a restaurant. It was a community. And Anna was the heart of that transformation. A year later, as Chicago woke up to a cold autumn morning, the North Side branch of Blake's Bistro woke up to a warm laugh and the smell of coffee from within. It was no longer just a restaurant, but a family rebuilt with hope. Anna Keller was the first to arrive at 6:30 a.m., as always. But this time, the expression on his face is not the fatigue of years. He was a sense of belonging and pride. He opened the door and turned on the lights. As he entered, he rubbed his finger on the small metal plate hanging on the wall. True leadership is knowing how to stay in the shadows so that others can shine. Those were his words. Now it was the vision statement of the whole company. Toby was the first to follow. He was no longer just the head chef, but also the leader of the kitchen innovation team. The new dessert menu is ready, he called, waving the recipe in his hand. Sophie was a young aspiring nurse who came to work a shift after school. Blake's was the place that not only raised it, but carried it into the future. I got my final grade, he said enthusiastically. Anna, the worksheet we made last month was a big help to me. As Anna made her way through everyone, she was checking orders and boosting the young employees' morale with small touches. He was taking every step with confidence. At 10 a.m., Lucas arrived, but no longer as a CEO. He was just a guest that day. He was wearing a simple coat and a cup of tea in his hand. "Can I come in, headmaster?" he asked, smiling. "But only if you have a reservation," Anna said jokingly. They went into the office together. Lucas pulled a new offer out of his bag. "As a company, we are starting a new chain of concepts," he said. "Community-driven, sustainable restaurants. The transformation of this branch has been our source of inspiration. And your leadership?" Anna shook her head. "Are you sending me somewhere else?" "No," Lucas said. "What I'm proposing to you is to become a central management consultant. We will take your system as a basis in the structuring process of the 5 new branches to be opened. You will write the training programs. If you volunteer." Anna studied the file. That was the next step. He would no longer just shape a restaurant, but the heart of the company. "I have only one condition," Anna said. Lucas looked at him curiously. "The North Side branch will remain mine. Wherever you grew up, it's not easy to let go." "Agreed," Lucas said. "I have full confidence in you." That same evening, Anna reserved a table. This time it was his father. He ate noodles with his daughter with slightly trembling hands. The new care center was good for her. Anna's life was no longer just about responsibilities. It also consisted of his own choices. When a little boy at the table blew out the candles on his cake, Anna leaned over to him. "Happy birthday, honey. Welcome to the Blake's family." The little boy smiled. As her family thanked her, the mother's eyes filled with tears. "This place has a soul," she said. "It's not just the food. There's a compassion here." Anna bowed her head. "It's something that comes out of all of us." That night, when Anna returned to her office, she opened a file drawer before turning off the lights. The old trainee jersey was still there, folded, washed. It was a souvenir of the journey that began with him. As he turned off the ceiling light, he looked at his reflection in the glass. He saw a smile of his own. Sometimes life knocks you down, but the real issue is how you get out of there. And sometimes, you take the surest step when you take it with your own feet. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. With each new story, we continue to rise again with you. Share your comments with us because every word can be the spark of another life.